All right, we are curious this week about learning from dinosaur fossils and really all fossils. So let's start reading this article together. Dinosaurs are a group of reptiles that lived long ago. The first dinosaurs walked the earth about 245 million years ago. For millions of years, they lived and thrived. Then, about 66 million years ago, the dinosaurs were wiped out when a huge event destroyed much of life on Earth. But scientists today are still able to learn about these interesting animals. They learn about them by studying what remains of the dinosaurs, fossils. And look at this. It's an interesting photograph. It's a fossil of a fern. A fern is a type of plant. A fossil is any evidence of life from long ago that is at least 10,000 years old. A fossil can be what's left of the bones or teeth of an animal. It can also be a footprint left behind by an animal. But fossils are not just remains of animals. They can also be remains of plants, like the impression of a fern left in a rock. I'll have to turn the page. Look at this. The caption says, "Fossilized dinosaur skeleton at a museum." Have you ever seen a picture of a dinosaur skeleton in a museum? The dinosaur bones you can see in a museum are actually fossils. But how did these fossils form from the dinosaurs' bones? This happened over millions of years through a process called fossilization. When the dinosaur those bones came from died, it may have been buried by sediments like sand and silt. As the dinosaur's body rotted, these sediments protected the bones from rotting. After many years, only the hard parts of the body were left behind. Over millions of years, the water and the rocks nearby surrounded those hard parts. Over time, the minerals in the water replaced the hard parts. So after millions of years, what was left was a solid rock copy of the dinosaur's bones, the fossils. One last little section to go. Scientists called paleontologists study dinosaur fossils to learn more about dinosaurs. They can learn about how dinosaurs lived, moved, ate, grew, and more by studying fossils. For example, they can look at the shapes and sizes of a dinosaur's teeth to see what kinds of food it most likely ate. They can study fossilized footprints to learn about how quickly a kind of dinosaur may have moved. And they can draw conclusions about how some dinosaurs behaved by studying some fossilized dinosaur eggs and nests. Let's take a look at your questions. The first one says, dinosaurs are a group of reptiles that lived long ago. When did they first walk the earth? A, 66 million years ago, B, 100 million years ago, C, 245 million years ago, or D, 45 million years ago. Number 2, what does the text describe? Does it describe A, how scientists find and store fossils? This kind of store isn't like going to Hy-Vee. This means like how you keep them and where you put them. Is it about B, the process by which fossils form? Process means like, how did the fossils form? Is that what this text describes? Is it C, the huge event which destroyed much of life on Earth? Or is it D, the ecosystems in which dinosaurs lived? 3. Read the following sentences from the text. Scientists called paleontologists study dinosaur fossils to learn more about dinosaurs. They can learn about how dinosaurs lived, moved, ate, grew, and more by studying fossils. For example, they can look at the shapes and sizes of a dinosaur's teeth to see what kinds of food it most likely ate. They can study fossilized footprints to learn about how quickly a kind of dinosaur may have moved. Which conclusion does this information best support? Basically, when it says what conclusion, it's like, after you read this, which one of these could you figure out using these sentences as your clues? Would this help you figure out or conclude that fossils can help us learn what living things from long ago were like? Would this help you figure out that fossils can help us understand how living things are currently changing? Currently means like right now, how things right now are changing. Is it C, fossils can help us come up with cures to diseases different living things face? Or can this help you figure out D, fossils can help us predict when there will be another huge event that will change Earth? All right, think carefully about that. Number 4, based on the text. I want you to read that again. Based on the text. What can be concluded, that means what can you figure out, about the area in which a fossil is found? Is it A, that the area it has stayed the same throughout the years? It has harmed animals that get close to the area? It has erased all signs of living things from long ago? Or D, that it has changed throughout the years? Number 5, what is the main idea of this text? Remember, when we're talking about main idea, we're talking about what is the whole big idea of the article? What is it mainly about, mostly about? Is it A, the whole article, about 66 million years ago, dinosaurs were wiped out when a huge event destroyed much of life on Earth? Okay, think about that. Is this article mostly about dinosaur fossils or remains formed over millions of years and can help scientists learn about these animals? Okay. Is the article mostly about scientists can look at the shapes and sizes of a dinosaur's teeth to see what kinds of food it most likely ate? Or is the article mostly about D, a fossil can be what's left of the bones or teeth of an animal, or it can also be a footprint left behind by an animal? Choose which one of these do you think best tells the main idea of this article. All right, I hope you have enjoyed being curious about fossils. Stay curious, always learn.